once it is on the YouTube. So just wanted to let you know.
Yes, yes, I'm okay with
Okay.
it.
So go ahead and tell me your full name.
My name is Mohit Girdar.
Okay. What are the questions that you're facing as far as your application right now in your refusal of spouse visa?
So I got a refusal, and my consultant is still not sure what is the reason for it. So we have the section 205, and it
Okay.
says 205C2,
Okay.
and I read it on internet on the immigration side, but couldn't really figure out something. I mean, I couldn't understand what it means. And same goes with my consultant, and she said, so they are from Delhi. The sales team sits in Delhi, and
Yeah.
they are from Bangalore. So that lady calls me from there. That's how we interacted with each other. And then now she's telling that she sent an email to her legal team in Canada, and they are waiting for their reply because even they can't understand what's that reason, what's that section 205.
What is the name of your consultant who is handling this case?
It's visas and permits.
Okay. And they are based in New Delhi somewhere, I think, I assume.
Nehru Place, yes.
Their place. And let me ask you some confidential information if you are okay. How much money did you pay them to do this application?
71,000.
So 71,000 gone, the visa is not granted.
Yes, yes, yes. But
Are
they
they,
said to reapply on my behalf again.
well, of course, they can reapply. That's the least they can do. But uh, what happens if it is not granted?
Yeah, sorry, I think there was some
Or
disconnection.
there was an incoming call. What happens if the visa is not granted for the second time?
Uh, Even I am afraid of it. That's the reason I wanted to consult
No,
someone.
what happens? What happens to the 71,000?
It's just gone in vain.
It's just gone in vain. So these people, and I don't want to take their name repeatedly because that is not my attempt to defame anybody. They have experience in doing this kind of application.
That's what they said, and that so before I went to them, they were like, we take surety of your cases, and we only take cases who are worth it, and our success rate is 97% and all that stuff. So that's what they said.
Okay, how do they? How does anybody assess whether it's 97% or 98% or 99%? Because that is telling me that out of 100 cases they have done in the past, three were refused and 97 were granted. This doesn't make sense because this is not the official visa acceptance policy of the New Delhi High Commission, and especially in temporary visas. I mean, New Delhi High Commission, if that was it was where it was, the success rate of uh, of work permit applications is close to about one third. That means um, out of 100 applications, anybody who files, whether it's filed through me or yourself or anybody, out of three applications, only one only one will be passed. All right, so it's about 33%. But uh, they took the, I mean, I made several videos about this on spouse visas, and I have so many inquiries and clients from all over, including India. um, and what I don't understand is that people who take money to file these kind of cases, they themselves are ignorant and unknowledgeable about what the legislation is. Regulation 205C2 is the bedrock, is the foundation of this visa category. And somebody, any consultant who does not understand this, how dare they take money to even start the application? On top of that, uh, if sending it to their legal team, so-called legal team in Canada, and I wonder who is in the legal team, if the Canadian-based legal team even does not understand what is 205C2, how on earth can somebody open a big office and proclaim that they can do this visa and then take money from gullible people like you? Anyway, so that's okay. So Let's talk about the refusal rate, refusal, the reason there. So, as you said, the only reason mentioned in your letter was R205C2. That's all. Nothing else was mentioned.
Yeah, nothing else.
Okay. And you read about this law online on Google, and you could not understand what that is.
Yes.
Can you can you tell me what did you read, and so that I can unravel some secrets on this wording. Go ahead, tell me what did you read about 205C2.
Remember the exact words, but as far as I could understand, was that the job that I am into right now, I feel that there is, it's not really competitive there. I mean, there are no jobs for me there. That's what they meant. I would not be able to feed myself. That's what I felt from that section that I could find.
No, no, I disagree. I think that is an erroneous interpretation of 205C2. Uh, I have made two videos on 205C2, and you can look up on my YouTube channel. Um, 205C2 pertains to lack of bona fides in a marital relationship. Just to give you a short example, otherwise it could be very lengthy discussion. When husband and wife marry each other, and one of them belongs to Canada, the other person, who is called principal applicant, it is sometimes it is clear to the visa officer that that person is marrying just to go to Canada and not because to establish a marital relationship. So the bona fides of the marriage is to find out what is the primary objective of the marriage. If it is to go to Canada and not to just be a husband and wife legally, then the visa cannot be issued. So that is point number one. The second subsection of this intent is that even though the marriage is legal, even though you may have the marriage certificate, marriage registration from the court, or marriage registration from the SDM, and you have many photographs, you are going to a temple and you have many people, guests and other things showing that the marriage was done properly. Nonetheless, the intent of the marriage might have been fraudulent. For example, some people marry because of money. Who knows? We don't know what goes on into the heart of the people. Some people marry because of some favor. Maybe they are settling some score there, or they're trying to help some relatives, accompany them to Canada. So even if the marriage was done properly, but the the intent of the marriage was non-genuine, that attracts the section 205C2.
Okay.
That is in short the summary, point by point summary on what 205C2. And I'm just wondering, the so-called Canadian team sitting in Canada, they don't understand 205C2. It is shocking to me.
So I mean, that's what I was wondering.
How
And
long how long how long have you been? Where's your wife right now?
she's in Sarnia.
She's in Sarnia. How long have you been married?
It's just been 4 months.
You have been married 4 months.
Yes.
And when did she go to Canada?
After 20 25 days after marriage.
25 days. 25 days after marriage, she went to Canada.
Yes, yes, yes.
How long have you known each other before the marriage?
So we've known each other for more than 5 years now, and we've been dating for last 3.5 years, and then we got married in the month of December
Okay.
last year, 2018. Yes.
Okay. Were you called for an interview?
No, no, no. There
You were never
was
you never called for an interview.
so they called me for an biometrics, and that's state rejection.
Yeah, but that's okay. Biometric is something else. So they never called you for interview. And what documents were submitted as a part of the application?
So I'll tell you what, I was watching. I started watching your videos after I applied for the visa. I
Okay.
mean, after I gave my money to the consultants. So my consultant did not really say it once that we need to upload your pictures. I watched your video before uh, applying for the visa. Just a day before, I watched your video that you should proactively upload your pictures and WhatsApp chat, whatever you have. So I insisted her. I told her that you should upload our pictures, and then she sent me. I sent her some 30, 40 pictures. She sent me those pictures back. She chose 7, 8 pictures, and then she took a description from me, and then she uploaded it. I have a tattoo of my wife's name. I told her to upload this picture also. She did not upload it. I said it. I mean, I think it makes sense to me, but she did not upload that for me. And then WhatsApp chat, because of your video, I insisted her that you should do it proactively. And now, since I'm hearing it that that's the reason for rejection, it's really sad
Well,
because
it is a possibility that maybe it is. I mean, it's they as a visa officer, your application as a visa officer is reviewing your application. They want to see what is the evidence of the connection between husband and wife.
yeah,
If the evidence is missing or it is not visible to them in early review, then it raises suspicion in my assessment. Let me just cancel this guy. A lot of people calling at this at the same time. Uh, can you hear me?
yes, I can.
It raises suspicion that maybe they don't have it. I mean, I have so many clients who come to me after they have been interviewed and they have given incomplete or unsatisfactory answers, and then it's too late for them to go. So this is my job, this is my business, this is my profession. I only deal with refuse cases, and I am thankful to so many consultants in Delhi, Punjab, and other places, because if they do their job well, nobody will come to me.
Yeah,
And I'm so thankful to these people who are doing such an unprofessional job or such an incomplete and unsatisfactory submission, that no surprise that the visa will be turned down and people will actually try to come. So I routinely have cases which have been refused once, twice. I had a case just a few days ago which had been refused for at least I think three times plus, three times in different categories, and that's the kind of cases. But the thing is, most consultants, so-called consultants and travel agents and other people who are in this business, they have zero idea about how to do this in a professional manner and how to make it complete in all respects. Omitting the pictures and the relationship history and other evidences of proof of relationship is a unforgivable mistake. And if I am the applicant, just like you are, you paid money to them, I think I would go and stand at their door tomorrow first thing in the morning. As soon as they open the office 9 o'clock in the morning, I say, give me back my money, because this is a professional negligent mistake that was done. And not only I need my money, but I will file a lawsuit against you for negligence. Because let me just ask you, the visa is not granted, the money is gone, $255, the biometric fee, this is all gone, the time lost is gone. What is the monetary value of that compensation for this mistake? Is it 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 10 lakhs, 1 crore? How much is the value of this frustration? Number
yeah,
two, what is the value of refusal on my passport? I've got a refusal now on my immigration history. Who will give me compensation for this refusal on me?
yeah.
What I wanted to ask you also, in addition, is once they do the application, anybody does the application, how are they filing the application? It was online or through paper application?
It was online.
Online application. So online, they possibly made a username and GC key and ID for you, and then they upload it. Is that right?
So, I mean, whatever they did on their behalf, on my behalf, I just paid the money. So she called me for the payment, that I need your card details, and that is it. And whatever they
Okay.
did, it was their job. Yeah.
So you are an educated person. I wanted to familiarize you what the law in Canada is. Anybody who makes an so let's take a step back and imagine if somebody wants to, let's say if you wanted to do this application on your own without giving money to somebody else, you can go to Government of Canada website on the immigration site, and then make your username password, and then write your information and upload all the forms, and you can possibly apply this on your own, as many people do in Canada and elsewhere. But what you did was, and I'm not blaming you, but just because of ignorance, what you did was you are paying money to somebody else. They are assuming that they are you, and they are creating a user ID in your name, and they are typing information, uploading information as if you are doing the application. The fact is that you are not. So
Yes.
in Canada we call this ghost consultant. It's called a ghost. It's like जो हिंदी में कहते हैं भूत पिशाच होते हैं, जो they are invisible, but they are somewhere out there, but they are acting as if they are you, and they are charging money, and they have no license to charge money. I've told this 1,000 times on my videos, and it's not me. You can go to the Government of Canada website, and you can go to the New Delhi High Commission and check with them. Nobody has a license uh, to not charge money. I mean, if you have to charge money for any immigration application or any immigration advice or any immigration processing, they have to have a license by Government of Canada's authorized, either ICCRC or Law Society of Canada or a Quebec notary. Until and unless you see this license on the letterhead or somewhere on the receipt, what you are paying money is illegal. And this is a law everywhere, but I just don't understand thousands and thousands of people all over the world, including in India where you are, including place like Delhi. I mean, I know Delhi people are very highly sophisticated and educated and very high profile people as compared to other provinces in India, but they continue to make and perpetuate this mistake day in and out. And all these companies in different places, in every place and wherever they are thriving because of ignorance of the applicants. So unfortunately, this is not a serious mistake. 205C is purports to show that there's a lack of bona fides of the marriage. If they can improve it, you are likely to get the visa.
Okay, I mean, thank you so much for this, and I am surely going to go to them for sure, because so I called up one of the consultancies in Punjab. Okay, I'll tell you another story. So I called up one of the consultancies in Punjab. If you want to name it, I will name it afterwards. So I called them up, and that lady who I spoke to. So first thing, when I typed section 205 on YouTube, first three videos that you get is from that consultancy. I'm sure you will get it. So of course, those are the only reliable options. So I called them up yesterday. I think on Saturday. Friday was my refusal. I called them on Saturday. That lady told me that you have to come and visit us in Ludhiana. They're from Ludhiana, so you have to come and visit us in Ludhiana, and I will tell you the fee afterwards. But all I can tell you is we will only charge you 10%, and 90% of the money will be charged after you get your visa. We are so confident, and we especially work with Section 205. I said
Okay.
okay, and she was just not ready to tell me the amount. And somehow I told her, and I can't come to Ludhiana. It's far from here. I mean, how do I pay a visit to you? You need to tell me the amount. That's the only thing I can do right now, and that's the only reason I would come to you. So then she gave me a 10% of the amount. She said 10% is 32,000 rupees. I was like, that means 3.2 lakh rupees. So just to get you that visa, and they call it a guaranteed visa. So it's 3.2 lakh rupees. I was like surprised. Like 3.2 lakh is a lot of money. I can't really afford to pay that much of amount. I paid this amount because I trust me, it was just the professionalism and the experience that I wanted. Papers, even I could do it, and you are right about it. You are exactly right. They all they did was they just played as a ghost. They just created an user account. Whatever documentation I gave them, they uploaded it, and I got a refusal. If they could have literally had an experience, they would have never done that.
I wanted to touch upon the policy of of this promise and guarantees that people give, that pay 10% now and the rest of them is after the visa, and I am pretty guaranteed, I'm very sure you get visa. At the end of the day, this is a business.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Whatever business you are in, you also are, if you're running a store or running a company, you are doing this to make money from your clients, and immigration companies are no different. But it is quite misleading for any lawyer or any consultant, licensed or otherwise, to say that I am very sure that you will get the visa, but by the way, I will charge 90% amount after, because they know in their mind that the chances of the visa are not sure, and the chances are, if the visa is granted, then they make the bulk of the profit, which is 90%.
Yeah,
So if they take, for example, 3 clients a month or even 2 clients a month, if at least one of them doesn't get the visa, the other person will get the visa, and then make 90% of the amount, which is the bulk of the profit. In legal business, in lawyers domain, nothing is guaranteed. The visas are issued by the governments. Visas are not issued by any lawyer or any consultant sitting in a room or sitting in a big office. All they can do is they can use their expertise to make a proper and accurate and complete submission. And if the visa officer refuses it, then counter argues based on law and logic. That's all anybody can do.
yes,
Nothing more, nothing less. Can you imagine? I mean, just to give a different example, can you imagine if I commit a crime, if I kill somebody, and I go to the top lawyer in Delhi and say, look, save me, because I have charges against me and they're going to put me in jail. And the lawyer says, okay, you give me 1 crore rupees, I will save you. And say, okay, I will save you. Okay, 1 crore is my fees. And here's 1 crore and save me. Can you give me a guarantee? Yes, you will be guaranteed. Yes, 1 crore is the guarantee you'll save. There's no way nobody can deal in such guarantees. But in immigration, people deal in guarantees all the time, just because the applicant is naive and uneducated and sometimes very ignorant. That's why they are impressing the clients with so-called guarantees. Otherwise, there's no guarantee. I mean, I can tell you about my experience also. I can never guarantee anybody, even though I'm doing this for 25 years. I can never give guarantees to, and it's not allowed by our licensing authorities. We don't deal in guarantees. But yes, there have been many cases, and I put some videos on my YouTube also, where the client was refused, and based on what I felt, based on what I thought, I have argued successfully that the visa officers made a mistake. If I can point out, if I can convince and satisfy the visa office that the mistake was done, whether it was done inadvertently or it was done grossly, I mean, by ignoring some facts or law, then they have reversed the decision and they have issued the visa after a few weeks or maybe a month or two. So that is all any consultant can do, to understand and interpret the law and then counter argue and then be successful for the client. That's all he can do. But I can never guarantee anybody that you come to me and I have blah blah experience and I can give you the visa. I'll be very stupid and foolish to even say this.
yes,
So our job is just to understand the law, interpret the case law, and then apply those regulations, and then do a successful submission, as do most lawyers in all, whether it's divorce litigation or whether it's property law or criminal law or tort or contract, anything. Most lawyers are in the business of applying the law to the satisfaction of the case. That's all they do. The outcome is not in hands of the lawyer. You have
yes,
to understand, and I want other people who are watching this to understand, the outcome of the application is not in the hand of the consultant. No matter what they say, no matter what their name is, no matter how fancy their office is, no matter how much visa photocopies they have on the wall, no matter what their website is, no matter what happens, the visa outcome is never, never, never in the hands of the consultant.
get it. I agree with you.
All they're doing is all. So I mean, I'm charging big money. I mean, I'm not charging. I mean, you said 3 lakh rupees, right? You said 3 lakh rupees they were charging. I mean, I'm charging more than 3 lakh rupees, but hey, doesn't matter. You pick and choose whatever you like. I mean, if I have to drink a cup of coffee or tea, I can go and sit on the pavement, or I can go to a five-star hotel. It's my choice. What kind of experience do I want? Do I want the same experience, from the five-star hotel at the same price on the footpath? It's not possible. So people have different experiences. People have different choices, and they're exercising the choices. But I can say this in a different tone. There's a saying in Hindi, Muslim में बोलते हैं आपको कि महंगा रोए एक बार सस्ता रोए बार बार. So of course you pay a small fee, but you get rejected many times, and eventually you have to go to a big surgeon who will do a surgery instead of small doctors giving small medicine here and there. So
Okay.
that's what it is. But coming back to your case, I think this is according to what I understand, is this is a professional negligent mistake that should have been clearly averted. And I think the money was just a waste of just a waste of the fees. And if I were you, I would get my money back and saying, look, this is otherwise let somebody prove to you that this was not a mistake. And on top of that, the biggest thing what I don't like is, and I'm sure the High Commission, the government of Canada also, they also watch my YouTube sometimes, and they're probably listening in. Uh, Visa officers in Delhi and Chandigarh know that a majority of consultants who are operating in India, they have no license, because typically most applications are done through just like what you described, like a ghost applications. And whatever they are writing, the way they are filling up the application, the way they are writing their explanation letters and cover letters and statement of purpose and other things, it is clear to the visa officer that sometimes the language does not match up with the personality or with the education or experience profile of the applicant. So it is very clear, and the visa officers are very experienced in doing this. I mean, typically I can imagine at least one officer in at New Delhi High Commission must be looking at least 20 to 50 applications in a day, every day. So they know what is going on. They can feel the pulse of the application as soon as they open the material. I mean, they are not stupid or ignorant people. You can fool them with writing something and showing something which is not the facts. So they will know whether it has been done through the principal applicant or through somebody else, how it was presented, how it was demonstrated to them. So they will know, and they clearly find out.
And also, sorry, I'm putting that point again. There is a Word document that we need to present to the embassy, which is a relationship statement. Okay, so I wrote a very poor letter, a very poor letter. Okay, and that lady, the consultant, was okay to upload it on the embassy, on the immigration side. Then I somehow felt that statement is just not, it's not satisfying to me. I asked my wife to write it. Then she wrote it, and then she sent it to me. I was still not I was still not convinced, but I still sent it to that lady. I asked her, "Do you have any questions? Do you want to change it? Is there anything that you want to do with it?" She said, "No, no, it is all fine." I trust me, I couldn't even believe that she's even reading it. I didn't believe that she's reading it, because the relationship statement, we did not mention anything. We just mentioned that we've been far from each other and all that stuff. But there is a story that you need to write from the beginning. How did you meet and all that stuff? We did not write anything, and I realized it afterwards. And it was a I think it was a mistake. And my concern was that why am I paying to that lady, or to that consultant, who are not even reading my documents? They are just
At
and
least,
they
at,
had
at least
no questions on any of the things that I have given to them. No questions at all. I was like, okay, whatever you say, if you feel this is right, then it should be right. That's what I felt, because I thought they are experienced enough.
Well, the thing is, at least you are discovering what happened, and many people in different parts of India. I know I tour Punjab and Haryana sometimes. I was there last month, and I know applicants. they have no confidence to question the consultants. They just go and hand over the money, and that's all. And then they hope the consultant will do a good job. And they don't have the education and awareness as you have displayed to ask and question the consultants. And still the business goes on. Uh, I hope they are watching this and they understand, what mistakes have been done. And I think the place like in Nehru Place, there are at least 500 plus consultants, maybe more. And I visited Nehru Place last year, and I was shocked to see that in each building, there are at least 100, at least 50 to 100 consultants of different sorts, and everybody has their own brand name. Somebody is an America specialist, somebody is a Canada specialist, somebody is a, whatever specialist, and they are full of them, and they're all making money because of people like you and other people who do not do their homework. They do not research well. They do not ask questions, and it's no different than going to a doctor. If you have some surgery or something coming up in your disease management, you you do proper research on which is the best doctor to go. Does the doctor has good record? Does the doctor give you some confidence while they talk to you? Does the doctor has good client testimonials? That the doctor has some accomplishment so that you get to know whether he'll do a good job. When you do so much research and going to a doctor for a surgery, why not do immigration consultant? Why not do some research? Why not be sure that you are investing your money and your life savings, and you're risking a refusal also. These are things that will carry a long way. I mean, immigration refusal will be on your file for the rest of your life. So, I mean, what is the cost? Can that company give you compensation for having a refusal on your life now for this? I mean, what will they pay me? Can they? If I were you, I think no less than, who knows how many, 10 lakhs, 50 lakhs, maybe. What will erase this refusal blot on my file? Possibly nothing.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's what it is. So, any other question about 205C2 now, or we're done?
Nothing. I will just try and improve it and do it. I mean, do whatever I can do best.
That's right.
So,
Your wife also, wherever she is, your wife could also have hired an immigration lawyer in Sarnia where she was. Why did she not use a licensed lawyer in Canada?
so she actually did not really think of it. Now, yesterday she told me that we should hire somebody from Canada because she has a friend in college who got her husband in Canada and
Yeah.
from the Canadian lawyer. So that was the guy. So I
Yeah.
mean that's what
For
she's thinking.
for for sure, the Canadian lawyer will charge more than 70,000 rupees. I can tell you that. But it's again coming back to the same thing. On you spend money on cheap, inexpensive services, but with no result. You go to a expensive lawyer, but of course they provide quality jobs. So it's, you have to balance out, what is something that you can afford to do. Eventually money has to be spent. Whatever you buy in life, you have to spend the money. uh, the other option is just to be an expert in your own self. You get to know and understand that and do it on your own. But that's what skilled people do. They are specialists in certain field. They are not special in something else.
Yeah, I get your point. So I will be. So they still haven't got back to me on what's the reason behind
The
205.
the the Canadian legal team.
Yes. So I mean,
Yeah.
I'm looking at the
Who's
email.
who is in the Canadian legal team? Did you check them? Did you ask them? Who is in the legal team?
I did ask them. They said that we have some certified IRCC people there, and we will be getting back to you soon. And it's been so. It was on Friday when I got my refusal, and it's
I hope
it's
I hope they are
night.
not seeing. I hope those Canadian legal team and specialists are not watching this video for now. So we will hide this video for a few days. So let us wait till what the legal team gets back to you, and come up with their own expert interpretation on what this law is, and then see what they do. But I'm inquisitive to know who is in the, and if there was a legal team, why did that legal team not intervene in the first time in the first application itself?
So first, when I contacted the sales team here in Delhi, they told me that legal from now onwards, legal team will be taking it further. And the lady who I was talking to, so underneath her signature, it was mentioned. Uh, I think she was some master of something. I am forgetting the exact position. So now I feel she's nowhere to be a part of legal team for sure. And whatever they said, it was
They are
just to make me
they
feel.
are they are the part of they are the part of fee collection team.
Yeah, that's what they're doing for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's see what happens, and I guess we have to wait and watch and see how this unfolds. um, I guess we'll check them out, but eventually, if your marriage is okay, if your marriage is genuine, eventually maybe you apply second time, you will get it. If not third time, you keep on applying, you will get it one day. But it's just a matter of lost revenue, lost money, lost frustration, and just what is the value of separation between husband and wife. The longer the husband and wife are separated from each other, can that consultant pay and compensate the value of the time?
Over here in India, of course, nobody values the relationships. That is for sure.
Yeah,
And of course, we as in India, we don't have such laws, anyways. Even if we do, we don't really care about it.
yeah,
Since there is a law, there is a Canadian law that you can't really separate husband or wife, and we can't really do anything about it because our Indian consultants are foolish enough to not take these genuine cases. Because I can tell you, my case is a very genuine case. Okay, we've been with each other for last 5 years. My problem is uh, we have to, because of few fake cases, we have to show our pictures on social media, because me and my wife, we are totally anti-social people. We don't really upload anything on social media. We hardly have 2 3 pictures on social media, and that's the only thing that can help.
yeah.
I mean, we're too genuine. I mean, that's all I can say. But I don't know what's the. I mean, the consultant should have taken care of it. Of course, they did not. So,
What is shocking to me is this: even a educated person like you also chose to go to a consultant and not have decided to do it yourself. That is the most shocking part of this saga.
so as I said, I didn't want any ghost representative on my behalf. I wanted someone who could guide me with some professional things, like I had to submit 2 3. I had to go to the notary and get 2 3 things which were beneficial for me. So they told me that I need to submit those 2 3 things. So that's how I thought. I mean, that's how it is beneficial for me, because I would never know what's required from the embassy side. And
Well, I made some recent videos about the spouse visa is not a very complicated application in immigration law in Canada. Uh, if your application background is perfect, is normal, then it is not difficult to assemble all the documents and do a submission. But I'm still taken aback, and I find it very difficult to understand a educated and smart person like you decided to do the application through somebody else. That is the most shocking part of the whole story. And you can imagine, and I'm trying to imagine, what about people who are not educated? And I have so many clients from different parts of India who have very little education. They are farmers working in Punjab, they are in agriculture, they are growing vegetables, or they have no computer, no email, nothing. You can imagine their plight and their mental state of mind
yeah,
if they go to a consultant and they tell them, look, do it for me and charge me anything that you want.
so I mean, even I was born and brought up in Punjab. I was there till my 12th stand, till my high school. So I came afterwards, and then that's how I started my journey in Delhi. and that's how I grew myself.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, I am surely going to catch these guys, and I am going to get my visa for sure because personally, I feel it's a very, very genuine case. We've been together for last 5 years now, uh, and I don't know what made them feel. Of course, that's their job to reject and approve cases. But as a human, I've always felt we are no one. Like I always believe, we are no one to punish anyone, and that's why I feel we are no one to really, separate anyone from anything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. Uh, I'm hoping for the best that these guys will do something, and I will surely keep a close eye on everything now, because I thought they're doing their job well, and I was wondering. So I applied it on 15th of April. 25th of April, I got a reply. I actually took a class today of my consultant. I told them, you need to imagine if we could have got this approval in 10 days, okay, just in 10 days, how wonderful that would have been that we applied it on 15th, got it on 25th. It would have been so amazing that within those 10 days we got an approval. I was watching one of your videos with from November, and you were discussing it with one of the guys who was there in Canada for 8 years, then got rejected. I'm sure you remember. So you were surprised that how did they really approve his application within 2 weeks. And I was expecting that. I was telling that lady today, I was taking a class, I was telling her, it would have been amazing if you could have done your job well and we could have got that visa in 10 days. There was nothing like it because we were expecting it in 2 months. So my plan was that I should book tickets in the month of June and all that stuff. But it was amazing to see the results. I was surprised. But if this could have been
One of, one
approved,
of one of my clients, one of the clients, I think they were from Hyderabad, and they got the approval in about 10 to 12 days. I think I don't remember exactly, but very quick, very fast around. So it tells me that the machinery is working. It tells me the system is in place to find out and detect genuine applications and do a speedy processing resulting in approval. So the system is working, but those are quite special applications. Those are not the normal. Most applications, as you possibly know, uh, uh, that there is a rampant marriage fraud in Canadian immigration all over the world. People are marrying and using marriage as a way for entry into Canada. And out of all the marriage fraud cases anywhere on this planet, out of all the 250 countries, the most marriage fraud is in India.
I can totally, even
And
if I don't
the,
know, I can still agree to
yeah,
it. Yeah.
which is the government of Canada. You can go and check on Google.
Yeah.
The most marriage fraud and immigration and visa applications is in India. And in India, the most marriage fraud is in New Delhi, Punjab, Haryana, this northern belt. So they are quite circumspect and skeptical when sometimes they get some flimsy and lousy applications which are proclaiming that the husband and wife are in love and dying for each other and stuff without any evidence. I mean, what is the visa officer going to do? I mean, they are not going to approve the visa without any investigation or verification, or if they find nothing, I mean, I think they find a clear way to reject the application instead of wasting time on it.
Yeah, of course, of course.
So, anyway, thank you very much for your time. I hope things work out well for you. And
Hello.
while I'm talking to you, I got so many calls coming in between, and once the calls come in, they interrupt the Skype. So I have to. What I was saying is, I wish you well for your future, and then I hope you are successful, and one day I'll see you in Canada someday.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for giving that valuable advice, and thanks for your time. It was
All right.
so nice to talk to you, and I've
people
been.
people feel actually I charge $220 for giving advice, and people think that, oh, what is advice, I always tell them, when you go to a doctor in Delhi or in Punjab, wherever, and then you ask the doctor to check your fever, Isn't he charging 100 rupees, 200, whatever, depending on the big shop, whatever they have? Why are you not telling them, hey doctor, why are you charging fees? My fever is fever. You just tell me if I have a fever. Why
Yeah.
would you charge a money to tell me I have a fever, or if I have a dental surgery or pain or something? Why would you charge me money? And this is the same way for every profession. If somebody needs skilled and supervised and intelligent advice, of course there's a cost to it. I mean, it's like no different from when you go to a job and you are getting a salary. What if the employer tomorrow told you, hey, there's no salary this month? Would you continue working? You won't work for even for a single day. Why doesn't that apply to me? But people do as they want, and who cares?
Yeah. That, so, I mean, thank you so much for that advice, and I'm surely going to take care of it. It's surely going to help me a lot. And
Okay, I hope so.
I will message you once I get my visa or whatever I have a conversation with. If you get time, just read it out. You don't have to reply to it, but just read it out. And if there is something that you could advise me, please do that.
Okay, thank you. Take care,
Yeah.
brother. Thank you.
So much.
Bye.
Bye. Take